everyone, welcome to my channel. For those who are new here, my channel basically focuses on living on a low-waste lifestyle, sustainability, and just overall sharing my journey on living this kind of lifestyle to you guys. So for this video, I really wanted to sit down and just share this zero waste tag that I'll be doing today, and it's about 5 questions, so let's go ahead and get started. Also, if you see me like looking down, I have like notes and my laptop screen down below just to go on with the questions, so just a little disclaimer. So the first question is, what got you started? So it was actually back in 2016, and out of all programs that I was watching, it was the 2016 Oscars, and that was the same year that Leonardo DiCaprio took that Oscar from The Revenant. And the last minute or so from his speech, he used that platform to talk how climate change is real and how it's a major threat to all of us and to all of the animal species facing extinction to this day. And the last lines that he said was, "Let us not take this planet for granted." It got me like a switch in my mind to think and realize that, oh my god, like this is happening, and I really want to make myself better into living a more sustainable lifestyle. But at that same year, I was actually dorming on campus, and I thought to myself, like how do I get started? Like, how do I find these things or get a reusable straw at least? And I checked on Amazon, and ironically enough, they have like, I think like a set of like 4 or 5 straws that I saw at the time in plastic and in this useless packaging that I saw. At the time, like, you know, I made little steps, and I brought maybe like a reusable water bottle. I had a dining hall on campus as well, and they have like reusable boxes if you want to take it to go, and like once you finish your meal you could take it back and they reuse it, or obviously clean it and sanitize it and reuse it for other students who want to take food to go. But it wasn't actually till a year and a half later, when I started living off campus and sharing an apartment with other girls, I stumbled upon to a new channel called Ali Cherry, and the first video I saw was that she gave a tour into this zero waste shop called Bring Your Own Long Beach, and it's just basically a store where you could just fill up your essentials like lotion or shampoo in bulk, and you could bring your own jar or shampoo bottle that is empty and just fill up your necessities there. And the tour was amazing, and even though it was like a small shop, like there is a lot of things that you could get into starting this zero waste journey. If that answers the question, it's back in 2016, but to actually start like getting these items to live this kind of low waste style, it was late 2018 when I went inside that store for the first time, and I was immediately hooked into that place. So the next question is, what's your memorable moment? And it was actually not too long ago. I was gonna go on a trip to San Diego, in which I'm originally from, and I wanted to like take some trail mix with me, but I don't want to have it come in packaging or plastic packaging. So I went to Sprouts and I brought my mason jar. I fill up my trail mix and checked out. At the time there was no one behind me, so I was like, okay, cool, like if there's any problems with the cashier deducting the tear weight, there won't be any problems because people won't be behind me. For those who are not familiar with tear weight means, it just basically means that you won't get charged with the empty bottle itself or the container that you bring. You only get charged with the contents inside. But at the same time, there was a line starting to form behind me, and the cashier, I know they were trying their best into like deducting the weight and charging me the actual trail mix inside, but my gosh, I started to get a lot of impatient people behind me, and I was so embarrassed. But it wasn't until a lady behind me brought a plastic produce bag and said, "Hey, go ahead and use this," to the cashier, and like I thought to myself, like, no, like this was the thing that I didn't like want to produce, or the thing that I wanted to avoid when I wanted to fill up my trail mix. And so the cashier went ahead and used it and took off the contents and put it in the plastic bag and weighed it, charged me, and that was it. And that day I felt really defeated and embarrassed because I caused a major line and a lot of impatient people. The cashier asked me like, hey, do you want to go ahead and reuse this bag? And I said, well, no thank you, it's okay, because I already felt defeated, so I didn't want that bag. And they went ahead and disposed it, and I walked away with my jar full of trail mix, but at the same time, you know, I created waste. But this one lady behind me stopped me and started a conversation and said, hey, like, I appreciate with what you're doing, and this is the first step, or the first few steps that people are taking when they are more conscious on their waste or what they're producing. So I'm really proud of you. While I felt embarrassed, that also like made me feel a little bit more happier and hopeful for those who are wanting to create or less carbon footprint in the planet. So the third question is, what is your favorite bulk purchase? And I really like using the Dr. Bronner's castile soap, and I buy it in bulk in BYO Long Beach in this kombucha bottle with this pump nozzle. And you might have seen this from my previous or first video, my zero waste swaps. And so I fill it up with the castile soap, and you always have to dilute it in water. And yeah, I just really like how multi-purpose it is, and I could go ahead and wash my face and hair and hands and even like my sink with that bottle, and that usually lasts me for about like 2 months or so. So the fourth question is, what's your most recommended zero waste item? And it is actually the first thing that I got at BYO Long Beach, and the first item that I purchased in starting my journey is a stainless steel straw. And yes, the Vistical Girls are going to be celebrating in the background. In all seriousness, it's not only my first item that I bought from BYO, or the first thing that I bought in starting my zero waste journey, but it just created baby steps for me to be more conscious about the environment and just living a little bit more sustainable. So the last question is, what keeps you motivated? And honestly, just the fact that there's a whole community of people living this way. They want to better their lifestyle and share their activism. And it almost makes me feel like I'm not alone living this way, because at times I admit I do get really hard on myself whenever I create waste or things like that. But what just matters is just little steps are a big difference, honestly. And one person does make a difference. And it matters that a lot of people are making an effort in living this way, rather than like no people like doing any effort into changing their lifestyle for the better for the environment. I think that's all the questions I've answered for the zero waste tag. If you do have other questions for me to answer, you could go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. Other than that, I appreciate you guys staying here till the very end. If you're new here, I would really appreciate if you click the subscribe button and hit the like button for more zero waste content in this video. I'll see you guys till next time.